I'm Mighty Slim, and in this video we're going to show you how to play Janis by Country Joe and the Fish. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel below, Mr. Mighty Slim. And now let's get started here. This is kind of based off of the live way that Country Joe does it, and we'll throw in some studio things that happen as well, but on the main verse, on the end to my life, I know, we'll show you how kind of the strumming way that Country Joe does it. Anyway, so like I said, it's kind of a hybrid of the studio and the live version. All right, but anyway, so this is basically the studio arrangement with some live live combat conditions thrown in there. Okay, so anyway, the studio version, we'll have the it's going to start off with a D chord. I'll play an open D chord, hit the low D string, and then pick the top two G and the B strings. Right, so I'm on a hybrid pick, so one note gets played with a pick, the other gets played with my fingers, so. And then open A string, and then play the top two strings again. So we have. So that whole thing, like I said, boom, dun, 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 happens twice there. And the G and the B string get picked with my second and third fingers. All right, so now this is the part where I base it off the live version here. So, or it's a live version detour. So I'm going to play a D chord here, strum it, and then play the second fret on the E string 3 times. So, and then 3, 2 on the E string. So, and then C, open C chord, and then first fret on the B string 3 times to the third fret on the B, and then the high E. So, and then the D chord again, and then 2, 3, 2, and then open C chord. So 2, 3, 2. That was high E. She came, and that's double on the first fret of the B string. So with my C chord, and then C chord again, and then 3 times on the high E, and then third fret B, first fret B. So right, that's my high open E, and then this chord right here, which is I'm gonna bar the first fret with my first finger. Third fret is going to be on the third fret of the D, and pinky is going to be on the third fret of the B. Right, so I'm gonna pick the low E string with my pick, and then squeeze the D, G, and B strings. So I'll pick the D string with my pick and grab the other two with my fingers. So we're gonna go. And the wave of a hand, warmth of a smile. I'll play an A7 chord like this. First finger is gonna go on the second fret of the D string. Second finger is gonna go on the second fret of the B. So we have, and I'll show you. So we have. And then I'll strum it. So wave of a hand, and then warmth of a smile. I'll back pick the to get the high E string melody noted in there. Warmth of a smile, and smile. I'll put the third finger on the third fret of the high E string. So it'll go. Or, if you will, right? I just the most important thing is getting that high E string ringing out. All right, now we have this descending line that took me many years to figure out. What are the chord shapes? And then I'll show you what the finger picking pattern that goes on there. So third finger is going to go on the 12th fret of the D, 11th fret on the G with my second finger, and first fret on the B. Actually, 10th fret on the B with my first finger. So I'll pick the D string and then grab the other two notes, the G and the B string with my second and third finger. So we have, and then the note on the D string gets moved down. So now I have my second finger on the 11th fret of the G, of the D rather. Third finger's on the 11th fret of the G. First finger's on the 10th fret of the B. And do the same pattern. So, right, then we move the chord down. So now I have my first finger on the 10th fret of the D. Third finger's on the 11th fret of the G. And second finger's on the 10th fret of the B. And then, I could, right, and that's the, I'll put my pinky on the 10th fret, rather the 12th fret of the B, and then off it, and usually I'll squeeze all those strings at the same time. So we have, so all we have so far is, all right, now we have the, so that's the second finger is going to go on the 9th fret of the D. Third finger is going to go on the 9th fret of the G. First finger is going to go on the 8th fret of the B. So, right, now we have first finger's on the 8th fret of the D. Third finger is on the 9th fret of the G. And second finger is on the 8th fret of the B. And then, right, same pattern out of the boom, bum, bum, same pattern again, but now we move the first finger down to the 7th fret of the D. So we have, and then wanted, right, which is, I'm going to move my pinky to the 10th fret of the B, squeeze them all, and go back down. So all that right there is a, right? Now it's like a B minor, or rather an A minor, moved up 2 frets, rather here. And so I get the, those are my notes there. And do the same. And now I'm going to move my first finger down to the 3rd fret of the D. I have my, that's my first finger. My third finger is on the 4th fret of the G, and my second finger is on the 3rd fret of the B. So we have, now my first finger moves down to the 2nd fret of the D. So we have, and then that A7 again. Self missing, and then 3rd fret of the B, and then the high E. So self missing, and now I'll go you and I, you and I. So I'll play a D chord. It's D chord to the C chord back and forth, and it'll be that way for the next verse. So I'll play the open D string. And then pinch the G and the B, the B and the E rather, with my 2 fingers. So, and then I'll go to a C chord, pick the 3rd fret on the A, and then pick the high E and the B strings. So, and then it goes into the next verse, which is basically those chords back and forth. So let's do the whole descending part here. So. Right, now the next verse It's not very often that something special happens and you, right, happen to be that someone special for me. All right, you're just going to go back and forth from the D to the C, just like I showed you there, right? And we'll sing through it. So it's just keep going back and forth. So it's not very often that something special happens and you happen to be that something special for me. And walking on grass where we rode and laughed in the moonlight, I find myself thinking of you and I, and then when he goes you, we'll do just like the intro. All right, then we're back onto the right, and then the and now he has it by going you and I, you and I, and the D chord, and then there's a harpsichord arpeggio, and that's it. I did this part when I got to this chord just a shade different, but you get the idea and the flavor there. Anyway, I've been trying to figure this song out for many, many years, and hopefully you have been too, and hopefully this video helps you out. Please leave me a thumbs up and a comment that you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel below, Mr. Mighty Slim. And in the words of my late brother from another mother, Norman B., we'll see y'all when the future gets here. Mighty Slim over and out.